Now, Heartland Sports with Todd Richards.
Hi again, everyone. A pair of Jackson High School standout athletes signing on to participate at the collegiate level today. First up, Indians track star, talk about Barrett Reagan signing on to run sprints for SEMO. Now, Reagan talked about getting an opportunity to compete on the Division I level.
Nice because I get to stay with my family and friends, and I'm just grateful for that. They gave me a good offer. And my friends, I got a lot of friends going there.
Good luck to Barrett on the next level. Meanwhile, from the track to the mat at Jackson, wrestler Molly Metzger signing on with the women's wrestling program at Missouri Baptist next season. Boy, she is some kind of athlete and talked about this tremendous opportunity.
It means everything to me because even though this year wasn't the best year, I'm truly blessed to have a second chance to wrestle at college because not many girl wrestlers get to be able to wrestle in college.
Good luck to Molly Metzger at Missouri Baptist. Meanwhile, the SEMO basketball team signs 3 players. First up, Marcus Eves. He was a 2-year starter at John A. Logan College. Then Drew Cooper. He's a forward from West Monroe, Louisiana. All conference as a freshman there at the community college. And next, a forward, Darian Sutton from St. Charles. He averaged 4 points and 4 rebounds from Missouri State last year. Busy night at Jackson tonight. Girls soccer, boys baseball. Also a lot more to talk about. Cape, Notre Dame playing baseball. We'll talk about all that later on. Meanwhile, how about the NFL draft opens tonight in Pittsburgh, of course, and a Heartland star could hear his name called. Former Westview, Martin Westview out there. Talk about Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson. So he played in Martin, Tennessee. Now he could hear his name called tonight, maybe in that first round after starring for Bama this year. Could be a pretty cool thing. His dad, Jason Simpson, the longtime head coach at UT Martin.